we can mention how Ashley saved the day again.
After I begged you and begged you and begged you to talk to her.
Well, I did. I just wasn't going to call her. I'm Retro Red.
And I'm Retro Black.
And we're the Retro Rangers. And we're back from Huntsville. Da da da.
That way's left, John.
I don't know which way's left or right.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. So we, after ChargerCon and all its awesomeness and finding the stores that we went to with Ashley, being awesome as she is, to get us a dream, to get us something for a prize for the Mario Kart tournament, we then decided that we needed to
Go back
for game hunting, because that one store with boxed consoles is the I could see, which we didn't remember the name of. Ta-da!
But we'll get to that in a minute, because there's a whole lot of story with that one.
Oh, there's a whole lot of cornfields in between there and there.
Yes, there is. But the day started off, we had a guy with us named Brent. When we stopped off for breakfast, Robbie had gifts.
Yes, because Robbie is like, I give you everything.
He gave me, I don't know why, it's Bulls versus Blazers NBA playoffs for the Genesis. But you know what? He said it holds value, apparently, so okay. Cool. And I don't have it. And a Genesis arcade stick
with suction cups. And
he has a slow motion button.
He gave me a copy of Fable 3 for the 3 shitty. So, you know, what, I'm not going to complain. I meant to use it as trade bait, actually, when we were doing it, when I was in the big
Fable
trade.
3 is actually okay.
I didn't like what I played with it.
I'll agree. 2 is the better of the
two, but then again, that's not saying much.
No.
Yeah, you have a doggy, but Fallout did it better. Yeah. Anyways, so it was a long trip there. Robbie gives us a very interesting story, which if you go back on my channel, which was where all our videos originally were, you can see the story, and it's way back there, mind you. But you can see the story, and me act a fool that way as well, of the cornfields, and the man from the cornfields in Iowa. And this, all the years I've heard this story, I never heard the part that cornfields bothered Robbie a little bit after that.
Yeah.
He never told me that.
He said in a car full of people that are assholes when you break it down.
Oh yeah, total douchebags.
That he was terrified of cornfields and had nightmares of cornfields.
And yet we're driving.
We're driving to Huntsville.
And there are cornfields all the fucking way there.
No, there was. He says that because we went to Sonic one time, and let's get a drink. And then he's like, well, I was like, what do you want? He's like, I want ocean water. And I was like, you know, Ocean's 11 and his guys are all back there beating off in a cup for you to have and that's what ocean water actually is.
I was like, fuck you, John, it's coconuts. And that made it worse.
All right. Yeah.
That's the coconut that made it worse.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, God damn it, I hate my life. I hate my friends. Everyone's terrible.
Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Robert, this is corn.
Yeah, I know. Just wanted to make sure you saw it. What was
Hey, listen.
Yeah. What was so funny about that is later we're driving down the road and there's this like pickup truck with this huge like white plastic container for like transporting water or something like that. I was like, that's what they transport the ocean water to the different Sonics in. They actually keep the little Asian guy floating around in there to keep it fresh. And he's like, oh my god.
I didn't want to drink it.
It doesn't matter what side of the road you look on.
There's
cornfields. There's a cornfield somewhere.
And there's going to be like a I'm trying to get him to make a compilation
I
video.
said I was going to do it because I think to have said "fuck you guys" more than "fuck you" is in the Big Lebowski.
Or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
It's said more times in the Big Lebowski.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
Big Lebowski has a specific number. Actually, it's like 256.
I know that Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Bad Santa have the fucking short versions on YouTube, and they're both like 3 minutes long of just fucking.
The long trip to Huntsville.
It's not that long. It's like an hour and a half.
It's long when you're torturing Robbie.
Yeah.
It is a long trip when you're
torturing. For Robbie, it's a long trip.
Long trip down, we stopped off at a yard sale on the side of the road.
It's a little yard sale. Woo, yard sale.
$3.
Is that you buzzing or is that me buzzing? Oh yeah, it was right outside the city of Huntsville.
And there was one game there we should have bought.
Which was?
The Battlestar Galactica.
We should have gotten that?
Yes. It's like a $15 game. She was wanting $1 a piece. No, it was $1.50 for each of her games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I picked up D&D Heroes, Fistful and Boomstick for Brent, and then should have picked up the Battlestar Galactica. It's something.
It's a start.
It definitely is a start. Considering we never have luck at yard sales.
Oh God, yard.
That is the first yard sale we have had luck at. We went right into Huntsville.
And then we went to the East Limestone Flea Market because that's right down from where my cousin lives.
Hey, Adam, your Power Ranger toy, how much did the red one?
Just 10?
Yep.
Someone who appreciate it.
Yep.
But you got that Terminator versus RoboCop.
Yeah, the very first place that we
First
stopped,
thing right in the door, actually.
yeah, right in the door, he's got a Terminator versus RoboCop box. And I asked him how much, and he goes, oh, well, it's got the game in it. And he said 10. And I looked at John and I said, I'll split that with you because all I want's the box. I already got the game.
Right, and I was like, whatever, sure.
It's actually a pretty fun game.
I played a little bit. It's all right. I got stuck at one point.
Yeah,
I was like,
it gets hard.
well, no.
It's very free roam.
It was more of, I don't know where to go.
Yeah, it's a free roam game.
But, yeah. It's interesting. I mean,
You paid $5 for a
Super Nintendo game, eh?
that's an $11 value loose.
Yeah.
So box value, it's like $45.
Because that box is hard plastic.
Yeah, that box, it's a cardboard back with a hard plastic shell that's got the whole Robotech Terminator pop out on it. And that's why I wanted the box. I was like, $10. Hell, I'll pay $10 for the box. Huh?
You said Robotech,
RoboCop, whatever.
Well, and it'll just at the bottom that part now, you're just gonna have a little thing that says flashes RoboCop at the bottom. You need to put that in there. RoboCop is what I meant.
No, I'm just gonna let you tease me about it. That's funny enough.
Okay, fair enough.
So we did that, and then we walked around for a little. We didn't really find much else. We had that wonderful scene where we found the VHS tapes and we found the Highlander tapes. And
that was at a different place.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that was at that Ghost Town Flea Market.
No, it wasn't.
The Robotech tapes were at the Ghost Town Flea Market. I don't know about the Highlander.
Highlander tapes.
Okay, I don't.
The Highlander, because he had it was. You had the huge collection of Highlander tapes.
Yeah.
And in the background they're playing Queen.
Oh yeah, because that was just the.
It's like, wait, we're talking about Highlander tapes. There's Queen.
Yep.
Fourth wall shattered.
Yeah. And so we finally get back to their neck of the woods, which they're like that. But they have that whole back building to themselves essentially because they have a mini arcade back there, which was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then
we stayed back there for about an hour.
I don't know, it might be.
No,
I don't know.
what's going on, man? No, we can't. This is our first stop in town. We're spending the day in town game hunt.
Here, I'll give you something to talk about.
Oh, I saw those sitting back there.
Yeah, getting the camera out.
Oh, it's been running since we.
How much is it? 39 in price. Or
Yeah. That one's actually going to be
a little less than soaping and stuff. Hey, just
that one's going to be 150.
Someone knows.
That's not too. It's actually.
It's not bad.
all you got was DOA.
I got DOA Beach Volleyball, the original, when I was all like, the whole line. Yeah, love that. That song is so intoxicating, too. When I put it in here just
because the kids don't like it.
Yeah, that's
Real
kids
Big
don't
Fish.
like it. No, the kids don't like it. Yeah, from Real Big Fish, which I don't like. That.
No, they don't like it
At
at all.
Okay.
That's staying in.
No fucks given. Out. Like broken fucks.
Exactly. But Brent got Nobunaga's Ambition and a couple of their
NES games, which he got 3, which they were games he loved as a kid, so
Yep.
it worked. They left out a little early from the back and they actually hit up some action figures up front.
They did.
Which you still had one of them. This
Yes.
gangly mofo right here.
And 2 of them got used later in the video we'll talk about.
Yeah.
It's
the Lion-O,
an original Lion-O that was still in pretty good condition, even though he did have some of the fading on the chest, because for some reason that thing fades really bad. And a Skeletor.
A Skeletor up in this motherfucker.
So anyway, but there was those, but back at Gabriel's thing.
Yeah.
I had found the original Wizardry on the NES.
Right.
At a decent price. And I was talking to them. And this is a great little story because I'm sitting there talking to them. And I see Ultima Exodus. And I go, well, do you have Ultima Quest the Avatar or Ultima 4? No, we don't have that. It's not even 5 minutes later. I'm talking with the other one. And I just happened to glance down. And like I was just talking about something, look down, and then my hand goes down into the pile, comes back up, and I said, don't have it my ass.
Yeah.
And there's Quest of the Avatar. And he stops, he goes, you have really good eyes. And
But they had so much cool. They had like they had a power glove for the 64. So now you're good.
Look at this.
It
Ever seen one of these?
It didn't work the first time. Let's do it again.
Yep, let's try it again. This is
Granted, Nintendo didn't make that themselves, so.
No. There's a video of me with that too.
Which
that thing hurt.
Well, it was so bad.
Yes. They had 2
Vectrex running around there. He
had 2 boxed copies of the Atari Custard's Revenge.
Yeah. One of them not so swift, the other one was pretty nice.
Yep.
And I was like, I kind of want this.
They had it was a really impressive lot.
Yeah, I was.
But I made out with Ultima Quest the Avatar, Wizardry, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. No, not 1 and 2. It's Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy, on the Game Boy Color, and then I could have swore I got something else there, or maybe I'm just thinking the RoboCop Terminator.
Right. And then after all that, they got the action figures like I mentioned earlier. We left from there, and then we went right down, like literally right across the road. Down the road was a
Ghost Town Flea Market,
which the name fit.
There was some really neat stuff there.
There was. They had the Robotech tapes. They
had they had the Robotech VHS, and they had the Record of Lotus War VHS, the whole entire set.
Yeah, which Brent was almost got that, but then he remembered. He's like, I've got this on DVD, so there wasn't necessarily as much of a point as there would have been, not having it otherwise. So, because they were wanting like $1 a pop or something like that. So
they were $1 a piece.
Yeah, which is not bad for VHS, but I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. VHS, kind of a dying breed there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. I know. I feel you on that one. But the Robotech VHS tapes are hard to find.
Yeah, but
especially the V8, the VHE ones.
Yeah, I mean, which are the ones I had when I was getting that, but there were only 2 episodes of friggin' tape.
Yep.
So, you know.
I know.
And I just did that mid-video like a boss. No fucks given. Because I forgot to do it when we switched last time. Just like, I'm just doing my stretcher. All-pro. It's like, whoa, Jedi.
And then came the fun.
Well, we went there, and then we started looking for the place we went to in ChargerCon. And this was about noonish, 1ish.
Yep. And then came the 2 hours...
We found every other retro game store there except for that.
Yep.
And then a few that weren't retro game stores that GPS said fuck you with.
But we got lost in Huntsville.
A lot.
And it's not even entirely... It's not the GPS's fault. And it's not
my
your
fault.
Well...
part of it is.
Part of it is because, John, when it says bear right at the fork and you go left and I look up at you and you go... Yeah, that was right, wasn't it? You had to look at your hands!
That's how I know my left from my right. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even ashamed. Because I'm not, I'll be frankly honest with you, not the best with left and right. Never have been. So, we were lost in Huntsville for quite a while. We saw a lot of thrift stores. Kind of wish we'd have stopped, but we were like, we have got to find this place.
Yep. We ended up being directed towards the mall.
Which we just gave up and said, we'll go to the mall. Because we were hungry. There's a food court there.
That's funny. A food court? You call that a food court?
It wasn't much
it's
like
it's 13 empty stores and 4 places run by Chinese people.
Yeah.
Which pretty much are the same store. Even though one of them says it's Cajun, it's still Asian food.
It's Cajun Asian.
Oh. Cajun Asian.
Toy store! Watch it be closed like everything else in the unit for mid-mall snacking.
I think the toy store is right ahead.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what Robbie wants it to be.
So
There's the Sears. It's got to be right here somewhere.
well, I think so. We decided to break down and go to the store in there, which I wished that we'd have known that wasn't the douchebags from before.
Yeah, the first time we had gone
I would have
there,
paid for some arcade time because they had a fucking crazy taxi sit down there, and I'd have been we'd had some of that on video, and I'd have been like a boss. But it would have been awesome.
But they were a lot better. They had apparently recently been bought out.
Right, which we didn't know that at the time.
Now they seemed friendly. Like that was the first thing I noticed when I was talking to them. They seemed
a lot friendlier. And
I bought the Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 on the GBC. And then driving around, we found Gamer's Paradise. No. Just no.
Gamer's Paradise. Oh yeah, that place. That was early on. That was a lot earlier on. But
well, it was earlier.
We forgot to mention it.
Well, yeah. Okay,
and a giant inflatable Pikachu outside.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, Gamer's Paradise. Okay, well this looks promising. We go in there and their prices are all over the place.
Yeah.
Some of them are overpriced. Some of them are underpriced. Okay, cool, whatever. But I got a really bad taste in my mouth when I found a Bushido blade for $15. Now, several trips back, I had managed to pick up a Bushido blade for $5.
Right.
That's not what put the sour taste in my mouth. Besides the fact that, no, that's about average price. That's correct in-box price.
Yeah.
CLB price is $15.
Yeah. Around, yeah.
It was a printed label, printed back.
Yeah.
He's charging complete in-box prices for stuff he's printing.
Repro shit. Not even good repro shit.
It's just paper in a freaking jewel case with the disc in it.
And when we were at the mall, I tagged us on Facebook there, and Ashley from Charger Combing is awesome. She made a comment, and I was like, well, yo...
where did we go?
Where did we go? Because we don't fucking know.
And we were getting ready to go home.
We were going to go home either way at that point.
Yeah, we were getting in the car to go home.
Right.
Because before we had gotten to the mall, we had actually stopped by this wonderful place.
The Deep. Which I've been there, but I'd actually been there before, which is a really cool
It's a comic book gaming store. They don't do retro games, but they
don't do video games, but they do board games and comics, and
they had a lot of really cool board games, including a Godzilla board game.
Yeah, which Robbie's like, oh my god. Which Robbie got that still on the card thing from Kmart in '92 that was originally $2.99. He paid like $14 for it. He was like, oh my god.
We went to the Deep.
What'd you get at the Deep?
3 or 4 orgasms, and then I bought a Godzilla toy.
Which was also used for orgasms.
Yep. Which Godzilla toy?
It was the baby Godzilla with the egg from '92 from Walmart. Yeah, it was a Walmart exclusive line. It had a $2.95 sticker on it from Walmart still. They charged me $11.
But we left the Deep. Deep sent us back to the mall. We were getting ready to go. We were literally ready to go home.
You were just going to give up and be like, we're done. We checked Facebook and she had replied.
Actually, I just happened. My phone buzzed at me and it's like there's a comment in something you were tagged in. John, yeah, she gave us the name of the place. It's Gamers World. Well, where is it at? Better yet, she sent me the Facebook page. Number. Hey, where are you guys at? And so we went to Gamers World.
Yeah, most stores like to use eBay and Amazon and get rid of the stuff. I can't do that because I like it local to where people have a chance to buy it versus and see what they get. Plus it keeps them coming into the store. If you sell it all on eBay and Amazon, nobody ever sees it. You got the same old common merchandise and nobody wants to see that all the time. If you got the same thing, they're going to quit coming. That's one reason I think we have been so successful for the last year and a half.
For Contra 3 and Harvest Moon Back to Nature, would you do 55 for both of those?
Yeah. I'm willing to deal with people. I mean, you know, that's
sweet.
Lino and Skeletor.
Skeletor up in this motherfucker.
Like a ball.
So it's a Game Boy.
The nicest Game Boy you'll see in the box, probably ever.
Those two, and then whatever John's willing to spend plus what? And what are you getting?
Godzilla Destroy All Monsters and Power Rangers Zeo Racers.
And that place is a gamer's paradise.
Yeah, and it was like we remembered. There was boxed games everywhere.
There were shelves upon shelves upon shelves
And-
of games and games and games, and there's going to be footage all over the place here. I'll let you talk about yours because I have a deal, and I don't have it in front of me because I won't be getting it until probably a day or two after this video is recorded.
Well,
so.
Originally I wasn't seeing anything that really just came out and just bitch smacked me. I didn't see it because I was all horned up for a Bucky O'Hare that day, getting that for the NES, and then Gabriel didn't have it. It had ran off on him, and I was like, son of a bitch, because he had posted last week before. I was like, well, I want that shit. I was like on Facebook. I was like, I want that shit. Even though we'd be down there that weekend too. But anyways, so we get there. I asked, because you always ask, do you have this blah? Do you have blah? I was like, do you have a Harvest Moon Super Nintendo? I mean, just cut my kidney out and take it now. So we're looking around and we're just shooting shit. We tell them about the show.
Yeah. No, it's funny because the previous outing, I picked up this.
Right.
And never found a copy of this anywhere.
Oh yeah, those were all over.
And then
Huntsville.
all over freaking Huntsville. This. Everywhere you look. $50 everywhere. It's just like...
You son of a bitch. But then again, prices are different in different parts of the country, different towns.
I've never found more than a copy of this in like a year, and then suddenly there's 10 of them.
I know. It'll rustle your jimmies, but that's how it is. That's how it goes. You buy a copy of it, and then they just fucking grow on trees. Like this. This will probably grow on trees now, because this is hard as fuck to find now.
Yeah, you got that there.
Yeah, I got that there.
Actually, there's a fun story about the trade bait that happened with that.
Yeah, well, I had taken that Game Boy I'd gotten on box, complete box, which I'd posted pictures on Facebook. And I was like, after I bought it, I got caught up in the glee of buying a complete box Game Boy, the most beautiful box I'd ever seen for that. And then I realized it's not that I don't need it, it's just the money could have probably been better spent or whatever, or something a little more useful per se. So I was like, I can turn this around, get trade out of it.
Yep.
And, well, before that, though, I had made a deal for Contra, 3 Alien Wars, and Harvest Moon Back to Nature, which are both pretty rare, or not rare, but either rare or valuable. They're valuable. I think it was 50 or 55 for both of them is what I offered him, and he took it. Like, he didn't even try to haggle me from there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do it, just so I can say I left with something. And then I asked about this, and they're like, no, they don't have it. And Robbie went and looked for it. And
No, he said they had it. It was on the shelf.
They did? Okay. And I was like, Robbie, we'll check it out. And it was marked at $34.99. He had offered me like $35 in trade credit. It was $39.99. He had offered me $35 in trade credit. And they also had the Power Rangers Zeo Racers game for the Super Nintendo, which after putting it in and playing it, the levels are ripped straight out of Mario Kart. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. So I put those two down. I was like, well, how about an even trade for this? And he was just hesitating. And I was like, okay, he's probably going to want $5 for it. And Robbie goes, because he had showed those action figures, the Lion-O and the Skeletor, and the other guy had wanted them. And he's like, well, how about we throw these in there with them? And he took it like that. It was like a boss.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
And as we were talking and giving out our information for different people there and talking about what we do.
Yeah, we gotta get cards.
Yeah, we do. He mentioned something about he loves to sell games to people.
Right.
That's his thing. There's another thing that we're not going to talk about, but it does lead to him saying that he's willing to cut deals with...
Because people will come back. Anybody who says that, you the man.
So, they've got a couple of Suikoden 2s sitting in the case.
Yes, they do.
And I went, how low are you willing to go on one of those Suikoden 2s?
He's wanting limbo. He's doing the limbo on that motherfucker.
I was like, so, if you're willing to cut deals, how far down can you go on a Suikoden 2? Because he had them...
He had one for 124, 130-ish, and the other one was 109, and that was the one missing. It was the manual was like destroyed in it.
Yeah, and he was underpriced for the one on 130 anyway, but it's a 175 game
easily.
And he goes, "I'll be willing to do 109 on the complete one." And I turned to you and I was like, "Can we come back, John?" Can we come back Wednesday, John? And he's like, and then he turns and he goes, well, I'll ship it to you. I'm calling you on Wednesday. Here's all my information.
You're like,
and I did. I called it.
Shut up and take my money.
And he actually did me a better deal than what we had discussed at the store.
Oh, really? You didn't tell me that.
It wasn't much better. I mean,
he
shipped it for free. I mean,
that's another $4 or $5 basically off of it.
Yep,
so.
And it was $110 total after tax.
So it's basically like you paid $105 for it.
Shipping and tax, I probably paid right at $100.
So yeah, that ain't no sweat off that.
But I was just like $100 for Suikoden 2, and that seems like a really, really pricey thing until you look the thing up on Amazon, and it's
Amazon,
eBay,
anything like that.
Amazon, eBay. You look it up on Rarity Guide. Rarity Guide has it for $175, CIB.
And Rarity Guide's almost always a little cheaper than what.
And Amazon, a loose disc on Amazon goes for $100. CIB, you're talking $200 to $250. You can buy it brand new for $570.
Oh, yeah, you know, like I got 570.
But yeah, Suikoden 2. It's one of my most wanted games. He's gonna sell it to me for under.
Novocaine, Novocaine, no.
That's what I was hearing too.
I always heard Novocaine. And I never heard, I thought it was Novocaine for a while. I was like, he's a painkiller! Not literally. But
anyway. So after that, we decided we were going to go home.
And we was a long trip back. Lots of cornfields on the way.
And we stopped off by the unclaimed baggage.
Yes, we did.
Scottsboro. And you got...
GTA 5 for $10.
They had a Watch
They had 2 copies of it.
They had a Watch Dogs for the PS3 for like, what was it, 20?
30.
Yeah, it's still...
Brand new price, and it was 30 of it.
It was sealed. It was sealed.
And I got Super Mario Advance for $3.
Yep.
Brent got a Blizzard.
I bought drinks at a gas station.
Yeah. Because it was like, real sugar, yay!
Well, no, I was trying to buy them, and I was just a few pennies short, and this guy puts his beer up on the case and is like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So whoever you are, dude,
yeah.
Bad props. I know you'll never see this, most likely.
Probably not. But yeah, we had a successful trip to Huntsville. Again.
Yeah, so like we are having boss trips to Huntsville, and it's good times for all. Word, home skillet. So, and...
Northside Doves. Fuck it.
North Dakota. for those who know that, North Dakota. Good.
No, I don't know why I did this, and I was like, yeah, wait. Northside Doves.
I just remember Bill and his whole thing of, you never hear of a gang from North Dakota, so I'm going to come on North Dakota, baby. So anyways, again, Retro Red, Retro Black, and like, favorite, subscribe, and join the Retro Rangers today, and thank you for watching.